We are Embrace the Suck 21.
Yes, we are.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Daniel.
And this week we are celebrating 100,000 subscribers.
What? I wish I had that button. The like the really annoying button.
This week we're doing the 5 niches that got us to where we are. Music, stickball sports, comedy, history, and a twofer of motorsports.
What?
Today we're looking at Colin McRae, a
Hell yeah.
class of the field when it comes to rallying. He's been thrown our way, not literally, but brought to our attention in a lot of our rally reactions.
Yes.
So we're gonna finally dedicate a video to him in
All
our
right.
100K week.
Let's do it, man. I'm interested. I mean, my God, you say rally, I'm here for it.
Yep.
You know, maybe not my chair or my brown pants, but I'm here for it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
God.
let's get into it.
Let's do it, man.
3, 2, 1.
Finland, 1992. A rookie driver whips his Subaru Legacy RS down a tight forest road when he clips some bushes with his rear tire at speed, sending his car into the air. It rolls over and over 7 times before it lands between the
Seen that?
trees. The windshield is smashed out. The roof is caved in. The car is in rough shape, but it's still running. The driver drops it into gear and rips out of the woods, rejoining the race like nothing even happened. Who is this maniac? How did he become the biggest name in rally racing, and why did his driving style make him so iconic? Buckle up, buttercups. This is gonna be a bumpy ride, and remember, when in doubt, go flat out. This is everything you need to know to get up to speed on Colin McRae.
Okay, so you remember that one Tumbling Wreck?
Yep.
From one of our rally reactions.
I remember the yellow,
been the last
yellow
one.
car. Yeah.
Yeah.
The yellow car.
But he kept going.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I'm just like, how does I thought a car took a tumble, it's like game over. I thought that was like everything would shut off, but not him. I was like, it took a tumble and it looked like it was almost planned. Because he kept going. I'm like, I didn't know that was an option.
I don't know. Like you said at the beginning, when in doubt, flat out.
Yep.
There we go.
Steele McRae. Yes, his middle name is Steele. Sick. Was born in Lanark, Scotland. His dad, Jimmy, was a plumber by day, but a hotshot rally racer on the weekend, which is also technically days. After 2 years proving his skills on the mucky stages of the British Rally Championship, Jimmy landed a factory drive with GM Europe's Vauxhall Rally team. Pretty crazy for a guy with 0 prior professional experience. This was 1978, all right? Colin was 10, and naturally, he was stoked that his dad quit laying pipe to sling dirt full time. Literally went from being a plumber to being a race car driver. That's an overnight level up if I've ever seen one. Colin watched his hero rip around rally stages, and he couldn't wait to get out there himself. So at the tender age of 11, Colin started riding motocross, but his mom thought motorcycles were too dangerous, so she did what any concerned mother would do. She suggested drifting cars through the woods at top speeds instead. That's cool, Mom. Colin, you can't do the motocross. It's too dangerous. You've got to do rally. Your dad does rally. Hang up those motorcycle gloves and take these car driving gloves. I knitted them for you out of sheep's wool. So Colin now spent his weekends on...
That is the worst Scottish accent I've ever heard.
Good on him, though, for just committing.
Yeah, I'll give him props for it. He committed to the bit.
Yeah.
As long as you commit, that's
Yep.
you earn my respect. You know.
Yep.
Mhm.
don't just tiptoe around it. Go full. Just go into it. I respect this man that much more. Don't know who this man is. Love him already.
Yeah. Donut know who he is. Donut Media.
Dad jokes. All right.
Come on, you're the dad here.
I know.
You gotta
I'm
be fun
learning.
with these
I'm
jokes.
just like, what? I appreciate them. But I've not mastered them yet.
No, we'll get you there one of these days.
One of these days.
You've got how much longer you got? He's
The
4
rest
now.
of my life.
The rest of your life. I'm saying like, at least 14 years to perfect
Master them.
it.
Yep.
To master them. Like your skill level, no, like there's no real skill level to this. But
Oh, there
anyway.
is. Oh, there definitely is. There definitely is
Yep.
a master skill level of dad joking. But anyway, it's not about dad jokes right now.
Right. It's about freedom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Anyway, you can't take us anywhere.
Oh God.
On the UK rally circuit with his dear old dad, learning everything that he could. This was exciting as hell. Not only because he was turning wrenches on big deal factory rally cars, but he was watching his dad totally annihilate the competition. Jimmy McRae won 3 British rally championships with his son by his side. Colin didn't just watch his father achieve his dreams, he helped make those dreams a reality. As Colin himself later said, any young person would give their right arm to be a part of something like that. Which is perfect, flawless Scottish accent. At 17 years old, young Colin entered his first rally in a borrowed car when his parents were out of town.
Nice.
And he didn't tell them. That's what I call some risky business. Some kids throw parties when their parents go out of town. Not Colin McRae. He did the rally! Finished 14th overall, which is not bad, but he knew that he could do better. 13 spots better. And when his parents came back, they were actually stoked and helped him buy his very own rally car, a Talbot Sunbeam. It's basically a rear-wheel drive Chrysler hatchback. Well, I can tell that you guys are drooling to death. If you get too dehydrated from drooling, call an ambulance. The Sunbeam was not fast by any means, but as Colin's dad said to him like a million times, it was important to learn the fundamentals of rally and something that wouldn't bite your freaking head off. Colin basically had to floor this thing all the time. Maybe this is where Colin's famous motto comes from. When in doubt, go flat out. Those 6 words in action are the whole reason that anybody knows the name Colin McRae. He's the most famous rally driver of all time, but that's not because he won a crazy number of titles. He only pulled down 1 World Rally Championship in his career.
Wow.
So why is this episode about him and not 9-time WRC champ Sebastian Loeb? Why doesn't Sebastian Loeb have a freaking video game? Well, there's more to it than numbers. Colin was bold, he was brave, probably a little crazy. His aggressive all-or-nothing driving style made him a legend. When he was behind the wheel, he was at maximum attack at all times. It was breathtaking to watch.
Man.
If in doubt, go flat out is never boring. And a co-driver by the name of Nicky Grist once said, the scare factor for each driver varied slightly. Colin's scare factor was probably a bit higher than most. Colin McRae was just 8.
So, he's killing me with these accents, man.
Dude, I love this guy. I love this guy, man. Protect this man. I love him. I'm gonna subscribe to him. He is just good delivery right there, dude.
Yeah. I remember in the beginning parts of our channel when someone tried to send us stuff from Donut Media, we clowned on them. But why have we held out so long?
I don't know, man. I want to buy this man a drink. Like,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, you can drink with us anytime.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Yeah.
God.
And the whole part about why Colin McRae has all the fame and fortune and not someone like that Sebastian guy, that reminds me of like John Daly on the golf circuit. Like he hasn't won as much as like the Tiger Woods and the Phil Mickelsons, but he is a hell of a character and he defies the rules of golf. That's why he's such a folk hero.
I like that though. I like that. Like, hey man, you know that your life is in the balance, and it's up to a higher power to say that it's your day or not. So go flat out, be fearless. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, when in doubt, go flat out.
Hell yeah, man! Like you said, it's not boring. It's definitely not boring.
Yeah.
God.
The only thing that might make him cooler is if I learned he eats 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 shakes, or whatever Tim Robinson said.
Yeah. Yeah. That I would. Yeah, he's an idol then. Or to find out that his car didn't have an engine, it's just him pedaling. Right? That'd be it.
Yeah,
man.
18 when he entered his first World Rally Championship event, the snowy Swedish International Rally. and he placed 36th overall. At this point in his life, he was trying to go flat out, but his skills weren't quite there yet. He was a young guy. Colin had a fierce, unwavering belief in himself. He even told his wife that he'd be a World Rally champion someday when they were first dating, which was at this time. And as we know, he made that happen. By 1988, our hero was regularly winning small club rallies. It was time to up the ante. That year, Jimmy McRae won his 5th and final British Rally Championship. Then, he made a decision to pull back from chasing his own rally dreams to help his son achieve his. And with his dad's help, Colin landed in the driver's seat of one of the best rally cars of the era, the Ford Sierra Cosworth. Sierra! By now, he'd settled into his signature style. Full send, full time, full belly deli, baby. Colin slid further, jumped higher, and just plain went faster than everybody else. That also meant more crashes than everybody else. Ford was reluctant to sign him to their factory team since he wrecked so many cars. But Colin was a hell of a driver to watch. He got a lot of press coverage, and his raw talent was, it was undeniable. This caught the attention of some of the smaller outfits. He was a bright, determined, mechanically savvy young dude who drove like Dementors were chasing him. He'd be a great asset to, say, a brand new rally team looking to make a splash. Subaru jumped into rally in 1990 with the help of a now legendary British rally group called ProDrive. And ProDrive decided to take a chance on the crazy Scotsman on the smaller stage of the British Rally Championship to, around and find out. And find out they did. Colin McRae won the 1991 British Rally Championship for Subaru and ProDrive. He was a beast behind the wheel of the all-wheel drive 290 horsepower Subaru Legacy RS. Colin finally found a team who believed in him, and he gave them something to believe in return. That's called reciprocity, and it feels great. ProDrive were cautiously stoked with Colin, so they threw him at a few WRC events in '92. Put yourself in Colin's shoes here, okay? They're probably plaid. You're a young driver with everything to prove. You've got to be feeling the pressure, like a haggis that's been cooking for too long. They're obviously trying you out for a full-time move to WRC, something Colin's dad dreamed of, but never achieved. Now, there were two ways to go about this next step. Play it safe and hope for a good finish, or I guess he went for the second option. That's a clip from Rally Finland in '92. It's insane that no one was hurt in that wreck, but what I'm about to tell you is even more insane. Rally Finland is basically the world's most dangerous roller coaster, okay? It's got ultra slippery pea gravel, many huge jumps, and it's really fast. Before the rally, Colin's boss, this dude David Richards, told him specifically this one was about gaining experience. Basically, chill out and don't wreck the car. But as we've established, Colin really doesn't have a whole lot of chill.
Nope.
He demonstrated this by rolling his car on a test run before the rally even began. Damage was minor and the car was good as new overnight, so that's cool. But Richards was straight up irked. Once again, he goes to Colin and he says, "Hey man, how about we chill a little bit? Let's not roll the car again, okay?" And Colin was like, "What is this word that you're saying to me? Chill?" And he rolled the car over again on the first day of competition. And this time, he really rolled it. We're talking about a barrel roll 7 times over in the frickin' woods. The battered Subi landed on its wheels, so Colin kept going.
I love that.
Crazy. And if you think that's the last time this maniac rolled his apparently bulletproof Subaru at this one specific rally, I've got news for you, pal. Boom! Third rollover, but guess what? The car was still drivable. Colin drove that car to an 8th place finish and won the fastest rookie award. As you can imagine, Richards was righteously peeved. But he was also impressed by the incredible tenacity of this Scottish lad. And when he saw that more people were cheering for this reckless rookie than the guy who actually won the rally, He knew he had to move Colin into WRC full time. The guy was a star. This is the day Colin McRae, the legend, was born. All the legend needed now was a legendary steed. And despite its performance, the unkillable Legacy RS wasn't said steed. This was said steed.
Okay.
In 1993, Subaru released the Impreza to the rallying world, all dressed up in its blue and yellow 555 livery and those sick gold wheels. Subaru's new 320 horsepower all-wheel drive WRC car was an instant icon. Now that Colin had united with his legendary steed, the quest was on. It was only a matter of time before the World Rally Championship trophy was his. 2 years to be specific. Colin McRae took the World Rally Championship in 1995 behind the wheel of the iconic Impreza, but he almost didn't. 1995 was kind of a weird year for the WRC. Toyota was caught cheating with some trick turbo restrictor plates, so officials kicked them out of the competition for the rest of the season for being so naughty. This pretty much guaranteed Subaru the manufacturer's title and whittled the Drivers' Championship down to Colin and his new teammate, two-time world champ Carlos Sainz Sr., father of Junior. So the two Subaru drivers battled it out to see which European gentleman would get to eat piping hot chili out of the WRC Cup. The winner would be decided in the final bout of the year, Anglin's RAC Rally. The ever-confident Colin McRae told his dad, "As long as the car stays together, I'm going to win." Well, he had a few minor setbacks. Blown tire on day 2 gave Carlos a 2-minute lead, but Colin was beyond determined. This was his home turf. Hordes of his fans were there waving Scottish flags, playing bagpipes, eating haggis, and throwing up haggis. Nothing would stop Colin, not even a bad batch of haggis. He pushed his Impreza to the
I actually don't know too many people who are from Scotland that like haggis.
I love that. Like, eat some haggis, even some bad haggis, and then throw up haggis. Like, tell me how you feel about haggis, bud.
But I love it, man. His
yeah.
grit and determination.
Dude.
Like, he pissed off his original owner, but hey, he was impressed. And that's the thing with motorsport. You know, even the winner of the race doesn't always get the accolades and the win the hearts. It's usually the person who came up and didn't give up.
Yeah, and to be honest, as a corporate sponsor, that's exact. You give me a driver that tests the durability of your vehicle like that on a public stage, your sales are going to go up. And if your sales go up, that's a winning driver right there.
Yeah, that must be why Subaru has such a great track record of having very safe vehicles to go anywhere with.
Yeah.
It's people like Colin McRae that push them to the limits.
Yep. Like, that's the thing. You can roll over 7 times and keep going. Yeah, your little civilian Subaru will do just fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just fine.
Absolutely.
So that's the biggest win out of all of these things. It's like the car manufacturers love this. I bet they're like, hell yeah. Who needs the crash test dummies? Just give it to these guys. They'll put it through the ringer.
Colin McRae is the crash test dummy.
Yeah, man. God.
Who eats haggis?
Haggis. Throws up haggis.
Jagged edge to stay in the fight, but you can only ride the edge for so long before something gives. This time, it was the car's front right suspension. It was bent pretty badly. For another driver, this could have been the end, but not for Colin. He wanted to rally! A bunch of fans ran out from the sidelines and lifted the car so that he could beat the bent parts back into shape with a log, which is I also call it a nature hammer. Now, on the last day of the rally, Mr. McRae was absolutely on fire. At his best, this guy could bend the laws of physics like, Avatar or something. Colin built a commanding lead over his teammate who realized he probably wasn't going to pull off a 3rd championship that year. And guess what? He was right. Colin Steele McRae won the 1995 World Rally Championship on his home course with his family and friends cheering him on from the sidelines, along with some 2 million rally fans. A number so insane, we verified it 3 times. The 27-year-old Scotsman won all.
Yeah, it's his home turf.
It's still 2 million. That's the
2
country.
million.
That's the whole You know what I mean? I mean, not the whole country, but pretty much.
That's at least the city of Glasgow. I don't know where he's from. I don't know if he's from there or Edinburgh or Aberdeen. I don't know where.
But still, that's some pretty high numbers there.
Yeah.
2 million? Jesus.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. For a motorsport race, that's a lot.
Yeah, and to think like the capacity of like Indianapolis or Daytona are like 6 figures. This is 7 figures that's showed up.
All but 10 of the rally's 28 stages and beat his teammate by a whopping 36 seconds, becoming the youngest WRC champ ever, a record that is yet to be broken. And all of a sudden, Colin McRae was an international sensation, an instant celebrity. Despite rally being, in my opinion, obviously one of the coolest motorsports there is, nothing like this had really happened in the sport before, and nothing really has since. I mean, even 10-year-olds from Kentucky in Gravedigger t-shirts knew Colin McRae. The 96 and 97 WRC seasons were amazing to watch. Colin's new rival and friend, Tommy Mäkinen, in his also iconic Marlboro-sponsored Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. These guys basically left everybody else in the dust or snow or gravel or asphalt. In the end, Tommy's consistency won out over Colin's sketch-sistacy, and he took the championship both years, with Colin just behind him. Then he took 1998 and 99 too. But Tommy Mäkinen doesn't have his own video game. I mean, he does, but it's like so bad that the Crappy Games wiki called it an insult to one of the greatest rally car drivers of all time. So, nobody would say that about Colins Game. Maybe you've heard of a little rally racing sim called Dirt. Maybe you've heard that Nolan and I are in Dirt 5. Before it was called Dirt, it was called Colin McRae Rally. And Colin actually helped develop it. He said he wouldn't drop his name on a corny racing game and insisted it to be as realistic as possible. Now, whatever his technical input was, it worked. Dirt 5 is the 14th edition of the series. And whenever I'm having a bad day, I remind myself I'm 1 degree away from Colin McRae and as far away from Kevin Bacon as possible. He's been weird to me. But back in the real dirt in the past, Colin was...
Anybody who plays that, please let me know down below how legit it is, like, because you know, if you've been following me a while, you know I'm an iRacing guy. I mean, when I get my steering wheel back, I will be an iRacing guy again. But yeah, let us know down below.
Oh, I would love to see you play that game, dude. I would love to see you play that game.
There's a lot of motorsport games that I'd like to play when I find the 25th hour.
This is very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Frustrated that he hadn't snagged another championship. Subaru had given Colin the wings he needed to fly, and he was eternally grateful for that. But Ford hit him up with an offer that would make him the highest paid rally driver in the world. So I can't blame Colin for jumping to the Blue Oval in 1999. I mean, this company built the Escort RS 1600, the Group B RS 200, and the Sierra Cosworth, some of the raddest rally cars ever. Surely Ford could help Colin snatch a second title. Well, Colin's new ride, the 300 horsepower all-wheel drive Focus RS, was not one of the baddest rally cars ever. It was quick and it looked pretty cool in that classic Martini livery, but it was super unreliable. Like finished 3 out of 14 rallies unreliable. Wow. Colin won 2 of those 3 rallies when the car didn't break. So you can imagine how frustrated he was. I'd say something about the importance of reliable cars here, but I don't own any. Never have. Ford had worked many of the Kings.
Man, that stinks because, you know, early in the 90s, Ford wouldn't take him on because he was so, you know, rough around the edges when it came to his driving style. And then Subaru took him up. And then late in the 90s, Ford was like, hey, come back up here. We got a terrible piece of machinery, but we'll pay you a lot. That's shitty, man.
So would you call that selling out? Would you?
I don't know, man. In the world of sports, motorsport, like there is a craft to it, but it's still, you know, a sport. And that's not the same with like musicians or actors. Like selling out, like yeah, like that's kind of the whole deal. Like you're basically selling your body, not in the fun, lucrative way. And, you know, beating and banging it. So yeah, you'll need to get as much money as possible.
I get that, but it's when racing is half your instincts, half the machine, you got to make sure that machine is worthy of your name.
Yeah.
And if not, both look bad.
Yeah.
And it's just, damn, dude. Ford.
Yeah, Ford definitely dropped the ball in the late 90s for Colin.
Yep.
That sucks.
Out of the focus in 2000, and Colin was on track to maybe win that second title, but a terrifying high-speed wreck at the Corsican Rally dashed those hopes, knocking him out for the rest of the season. Colin came within 2 points of winning a second championship in 2001. That year, the focus was finally in fighting shape, and Colin was back in the fucking zone, baby.
Good.
But it all came crashing down, literally. When he pushed a little bit too hard for the W at the RAC rally, Colin rolled his car out of competition, and another young UK driver in the blue and yellow Subaru took the cup, Richard Burns. Colin being Colin, I'm sure he was happy for him, but he had to be pissed at himself. All he needed to take the championship was a 4th place finish. Between this and his big wreck the year before, Colin had to have been rethinking his full send driving style for maybe a second, because a few years later, his most iconic rally moment happened in a place he never imagined it would. The Los Angeles Home Depot Center Arena. A 22-year-old Travis Pastrana was neck and neck with Colin in his No Fear Impreza, vying for the gold in the final stage of the 2007 X Games rally. Tensions were high and both drivers were going all out leading up to this heat. We all know what happens when Colin ends up in a situation like this. He pushes like crazy, quickly gaining a lead on young Pastrani. Then a few turns before the finish line, he hit a jump off the center and rolled his Subaru. Devastating, but it landed on its wheels. And Colin stomped on the gas. The crowd went crazy. The TV announcers had to hold back the F words. And from the course, Travis Pastrana's beautiful jaw dropped into the dirt. Colin finished a half second behind the kid he inspired. He didn't take the gold medal, but on that day, Colin cast his legend as rally's eternal golden boy on every continent. This is the Colin McRae the world remembers. He was a wild, unrelenting force of nature behind the wheel. A driver seemingly capable of bending the laws of physics in erratic, unforgettable bursts. He's as inspiring as he was inspired, and he introduced a generation to the excitement of rally racing. Later that same year, Colin McRae died tragically in a helicopter crash, along with his 5-year-old son and 2 family friends. He was 39 years old and in talks with Subaru about a return to WRC next year. And while he only took the World Rally Championship 1 time, he made a greater impact on the sport than anyone else ever has.
That's tragic.
It is, man.
We did check out that clip of him almost beating Travis Pastrana, but stealing the show. But that was tragic how he left.
Damn.
Cut way too short. And like in talks with Subaru about coming back, and he could have gotten that second title.
Yeah. God, that sucks, man. It's just unfortunate that the list of people taken from us too soon is just so long.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, and not even in a racing incident, in a helicopter incident.
Man. It's like Kobe. But you know what I mean?
That's what I'm about to say. It's Kobe.
It's just man. Anyway, I mean, what else can you say, man? That's still iconic. Like, there's a level of grit, man. That's just there to be respected. You know, like, dude, this man didn't give two. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, your life is on the edge all the time when you're racing. You know, there's no safe course.
No, not at all.
And he pushed to the limit, and it's just those people, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just different. They add that respect. Without him, like, I don't know if it would be so. I don't know what I'm trying to say is, like, it's so not cutthroat, but so intense.
Yeah, and people wouldn't know about it. Like, he was one of the biggest ambassadors to the sport of rallying that people have ever seen. And like you said, he's introduced a whole generation of people to the sport of rallying. He's the one on the video game, not anybody else.
Yeah, no. Dude, I can't wait for you to find it and play that game. Like,
Yeah.
get that game. Because, oh my God, that would be fun. Fun as shit to watch you play that game. But
Yeah.
it's always like bittersweet to know these legends. And it's more bittersweet to find out who they are and realize they passed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's just like, damn, we're late to the party. You know?
Yeah. Way late. Way late.
Man.
But hey, Donut Media did a great video on him.
Yeah.
Automatic 2 thumbs up to y'all.
Yeah.
And y'all, thanks for 100,000 subscribers. If you're new here, hold on, let me start that again. Thank y'all for 100,000 subscribers. Thank you to our motorsport folks. We have not forgotten about you. For those who came through F1, through Rally, through anything else, we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. And if you're new here, there's someone around us, subscribe and watch another video. And until next time, wash your hands, scrub your toes, wipe your ass, blow your nose, and brace the suck.
Unplug and go fast.
When in doubt, go flat out.
There you go.
See y'all next time.
Later.
Fellas, we can be that mistake. Let's do this.